Greetings. Well, this is the week that you're going to be exposed at least a little bit to Asian Christianity and Latin American Christianity. It's very obvious that we cannot do justice to either one of those in a week, much less, probably not even in a semester. So we're obviously not giving you the full breadth of what Asian Christianity in general might look like, or Latin American Christianity in general might look like, but we're at least giving you a taste. And that's the objective in a course of this nature. We don't have time to go too awfully in depth, but we do try to take time to let you get at least a little taste of the different locales where God is at work in the world, and how God, one way to phrase it is how God is at work differently in those places. Another way to phrase it is how the Christians there interpret God's work differently than we might interpret it in those places. So anyway, as I have posted on the course site, I just want to remind you that to kind of help guide your discussions this week, first of all, I want you to think about the ways that the two Latin American authors agree among themselves, and then the ways they disagree among themselves from a Latin American perspective. And then separately from that, do the same with the two Asian authors. Then after you've done that, think about how the Latin American authors may or may not agree with the Asian authors, generally speaking, and how they may or may not disagree. And that'll kind of give you a way to springboard to get your discussion started, okay? So kind of the truth underneath what I'm saying here is that even the Latin American Christians are not going to agree. The Asian Christians are not going to agree on everything. Even folks within their own culture will not agree. They won't interpret what they see God up to around the world in exactly the same ways. But there are some generalities that usually you can discern. For example, in the United States, Christianity, or the practice of Christianity, tends to be more individualistic than in some other cultures. Whether or not that's biblical is a question open to debate. A lot of emphasis in recent decades on the role of community in the Christian life, and how you really can't do it alone. I like Miguel Torres says that, yes, the Christian walk is personal, but it's not individual. I think that's the way he says it. Anyway, I know Wesley says it's personal, but it's also social. So how do you combine those two? And in the United States, we tend to lean a little bit more toward individualism, whereas in Latin America, life in general and Christianity too are very relational. Yes, you should have your own individual quiet time without question. In fact, they do that better than we do in the States. I know Venezuelan pastors who get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to pray from 3 to 6. Now, they don't all do that. I know one that gets up at 4. He prays for an hour and then he studies his Bible for an hour. And again, they don't all do that, but I'm saying that Latin American Christians do take seriously their quiet time alone. But beyond that, they are very relational in their lives and in their living out of their Christian experience. So they do a lot of stuff together in the body of Christ. They grow together, they serve together. I don't know much about Asian Christianity, so whether that would be the same there, I don't know. So there are some generalizations you can make about large regions, but you always just have to be careful and know that generalizations are just that. They're generalizations, and they won't apply to all cases. So anyway, I just hope you enjoy at least getting a little taste of Latin American Christianity and Asian Christianity from these authors. You don't have any other assignments due this week other than your reading and your discussions of the readings and the missional formation questions. So I hope you have a chance to dig a little deep. Be sure you're working on your research. If you haven't already been, you should have already started your congregational research. If you haven't, you surely do need to get started. If you have started, continue to roll with that. Do as many interviews as you can, as many observations of worship services or other events as you can, so that your congregational research paper will be well done and have a lot of research to back it up. Okay? Hope you have a great week and look forward to reading your discussions. God bless.